Hello, everybody, and welcome to matinee action between your East Long Meadow Spartans and the Orioles of Belchertown. The Orioles are 5-1 this season, 1-1 in the Valley Wheel League, same conference that the Spartans are in. Spartans' overall record 4-2. They are 0-1 in the Valley Wheel, with their only loss coming to Long Meadow earlier last week. Last game Spartans had, they won 7-6 over Westside. And we'll be right back for starting lineups and first pitch. Alright, first inning action ready to get underway. In the circle today for the Spartans will be Julia Decker. She'll be pitching to Alyssa Piogi. Leading off for the Orioles is Hannah Flink, as she looks at ball one low. She's a center fielder today for the Orioles. 1-0 count. That misses high for ball two. Decker's 3-1 this season in her 4 starts, as Flink looks at ball 3 high. And that hits the corner for a strike, so 3-1 count now to Hannah Flink. And that misses outside. So leadoff walk for the Orioles. We'll have a runner on with no outs here in the first. And that'll bring up Taya Spilasi. She's playing first as that one gets away from AP. So 1-0 count. Is the offering that's squared around the bunt, but fouled off for strike one. She looks down the third baseline for the signs. That's grounded foul. That'll bring the count to 1-2. That bounces in, snap throw to first, but Flink will get back safely. That'll even the count at 2-2. That swung on and lifted to the outfield. Lambert makes a diving attempt, but no good. That's fielded by Gagne, who is backing up her left fielder. And Taya will go into second with a double. Good diving attempt in left field by Mackenzie Lambert. Just an inch or two away. That'll bring up Mackenzie Yell. She looks at strike one on the corner. That hits the outside corner for strike two. 0-2 count. No outs here in the top of the first. Runners in scoring position on second and third. That swung on and missed for a strikeout. So with the first out of the first, Decker records her first strikeout of the game. Spartans have to be careful here. Belchertown has some pop in their bats. They put up 5 runs against Long Meadow, which is a feat within itself. As the 4-hitter Aaron Dole looks at ball one low. That misses outside for ball 2. So 2-0 count. 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Runners on second and third. That misses high and outside for a ball. 3-0 count now to Aaron Dull, the third baseman for Belchertown today. She looks at strike 1. 3-1 count now. Decker trying to get herself out of a jam here early in this game. That misses low for ball 4. Second walk in the inning for Decker, and that'll load the bases with 1 out. And the 5-hitter Carly Hodge comes up to bat as she looks at ball 1 low. Good block by AP behind the plate to keep the runners where they are. Danny White calls time. She'll go have a chat with Julia Decker. AP comes out, trying to settle her down a little bit. It's been a little wild here early in this game. And they'll head back out. One out here in the top of the first. Bases loaded. As she squares around the bunt, she swings, grounds it to short. White fields and throws on to first for the out, but the run will score. So with 2 outs here in the first, Belchertown goes up 1-0. That misses low for ball 1 to Aaron Reed Coates. That swung on and missed. That'll even the count at 1-1. So base is still loaded. I guess they didn't get the out at first. My mistake. As Decker gets strike 2 on Reed Coates. So it'll be bases loaded with 1 out, 1 run scored. And that's ground to first. Trotsky touches first for the out, throws on to home, but not in time. So that'll score the second run in the inning for the Orioles. As they'll have 2 outs with runners on second and third. That's grounded again. Trotsky picks that one, steps on first for the 3rd out of the first. So the Orioles score 2. We'll be back for the home half of the first after this quick break.
Sports fans, stay in touch with all of East Longmeadow High School sports by following us on Twitter using our handle @LCATSports. And if you miss any of the games on TV, you can watch the game at your leisure by visiting us on YouTube and searching LCAT 01028.
All right, we're ready to get underway here at the bottom of the first inning. It'll be Julia Decker to lead things off here for the Spartans. She'll be followed by Danny White, Mackenzie Lambert, and Alyssa Piogi. As Decker looks at strike 1 on the inside corner. Batting 5th today is Sabrina Gagne. 6th is Ali Abdulis. 7th, Cara Valboni. 8th, Jill Morosino. As Decker looks at a ball outside. 9th, Katie Novak, who is the designated player today. And Jill Tarowski is playing 3rd, but not hitting. As Decker looks at a strike at the knees. So 1-2 count now to Julia Decker. That one misses high and outside for a ball. That'll even the count at 2-2. That swung on and driven foul down the third baseline. Count will stay at 2-2 to Julia Decker, the pitcher today for the Spartans. She's batting .260 on the season this year. She grounds one to shortstop, who throws on to first for the first out. That'll bring up Danny White. She's playing short today for the Spartans. White's first offering is taken outside for a ball. Takes that one high for a ball. 2-2-0 count now to Danny White. Taken all the way. Looks at ball 3. So we'll see if she'll have the green light here from Coach Stant on the 3-0 count. She'll look for a good pitch to hit here. Squares the bunt, pulls back, and looks at ball 4. So the Spartans get their first base run of the day. That'll bring up Mackenzie Lambert. She's playing left field today. She looks at strike 1 in the outside corner. Lambert hit a home run in their last game versus Westside, which helped the Spartans to their 7-6 victory. That swung on, popped up to the outfield. The shortstop settles under it, and she'll make the catch for the second out of the first. So 2 outs, runner on first. And Alyssa Pioggi will come up to the plate. She's doing the catching today for Julia Decker. And that swung on and popped up to the shortstop. And she'll make the catch for the final out of the first. So the Spartans get their first base runner, but can't do anything with it. They're still down 2-0. We'll be back for the second.
Today's game is brought to you in part by The Pizza Shop, home of the legendary dough, located on Shaker Road in East Longmeadow. And also by Let's Yo, a yogurt experience. You can visit Let's Yo on North Main Street in the Stop and Shop Plaza in East Longmeadow.
All right, we're back for the start of the second inning. Belchertown will have their 8-9 one-hitters coming up. Henry Shigeru will lead things off here for the Orioles as she looks at ball 1 outside. Hits at the knees for strike 1. So 1-1 count now to the 8-hitter for Belchertown. She looks at strike 2. Belchertown put in 2 runs in the top half of the first. And they still lead 2-0 over the Spartans as she swings at strike 3. So Decker records her second strikeout of the game. And Lauren LeBlanc will come up to the plate. She's a designated player today for the Orioles. She takes ball 1 high and outside. That one's fouled straight back, leaving the count at 1-1. Swung on and missed for strike 2. So 1-2 count. That one misses inside for ball 2. 2-2 count now to Lauren LeBlanc. She's the 9 hitter for Belchertown. That swung on in line to right field. Lewis can't reel it in, and LeBlanc will reach on the error. So that'll bring us back to the top of the order for Belchertown, and Hannah Flink, who walked in her first at bat back in the first. That swung on, driven down the first baseline off the first base coach. Brought her leg up to stop it. She probably wasn't the smartest move. So it was heading right for her. She'll be fine. Flink looks at that one outside for ball one. So 1-1 count now to the center fielder. She takes that one outside and low for ball two. She walked in her first at bat and would later come around to score the Orioles' first run of the game. So that one hits the outside corner for strike two, and it'll even the count at 2-2. That one misses outside and gets by Pioji. And LeBlanc will move on to second on the pass ball. Full count now to Hannah Flink. And she looks at strike three on the corner. So Decker gets her third strikeout of the game and second out of this inning. And Taya Spalasi will come to the plate. She hit a double between the center fielder and left fielder in her first at bat. Lambert made a nice diving attempt, but couldn't bring it in. As she looks at ball one outside. That misses in the same spot for ball two. So 2-0 count now to the two-hitter for Belchertown. So that one misses outside for ball three. She scored their second run of the game in the first inning. She looks at that one for strike one, so she's taken all the way. That'll bring the count to 3-1. She'll get a pitch to hit here. That's driven up the middle. Fielded by Gagne. The runner's going from third to home. Throws offline, so she'll get in safely. And Spalasi will go into second after the throw home. That'll score the third run of the game for Belchertown. As Mackenzie Yell looks at ball one low, she struck out in her first at bat back in the first. That misses outside. If that throw from the outfield was on line, they would have had her at the plate. She got a late jump at third. As Yell looks at ball three, so 3-0 count. That's why cutoffs are so important. Gotta hit your cuts from the outfield. And she'll look at ball four high. So a 4-pitch walk. And Belchertown will have runners on first and second with 2 outs here in the second, as Coach Tony Santinello comes out to talk with Julia Decker. Coach Santinello is in his second season here with the Spartans. He's also the sports director here at LCAT, participating in the LCAT Baseball Fantasy League this season. I faced him last weekend. He edged me out by a couple points, but it was a close one, as he'll head back to the bench. And we'll resume play here as Erin Dull comes up to the plate. She walked in her first at bat back in the first inning. Stecker hits the outside corner for a strike. That one misses outside. Good job by AP to get a glove on that one. Stop the base runners from advancing a base. 1-1 count. That one's high and outside for ball 2. That's low. Skips in for ball 3. Nice block by POG. It's a 3-1 count now. Runners on first and second. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the second inning. Set misses for ball 4. So that'll load the bases and bring up Carly Hodge, who reached on an error in the first inning. Grounded the ball to shortstop, and I thought she was out at first, but I was wrong, so she looks at ball 1 low. That's hit on line to outfield and is going to drop in before Gagne can feel it. She throws it home over Piogi's head. So the run will score, and runners will be at second and third. On the base hit by Hodge, she'll be at second after the throw from Gagne sailed over AP's head. Erin Reed Coates fouls one back to the backstop. She grounded out to Tarowski at first base in her first at bat. So 3 runs in here so far, as Reed Coates fouls that one off, bring the count to 0-2. Fouls that one off again. Stay alive at 0-2. And she'll look at strike 3, but not after the Orioles put up 3 runs on the Spartans. They'll go up 5-0, and we'll be back for the home half of the second after this quick break.
Sports fans, stay in touch with all of East Longmeadow High School sports by following us on Twitter using our handle @LCATSports. And if you miss any of the games on TV, you can watch the game at your leisure by visiting us on YouTube and searching LCAT 01028.
We're ready to get underway here in the home half of the second. Spartans will have their 5, 6, 7 hitters coming up as they find themselves in a 5-0 deficit. As Sabrina Gagne looks at ball 1, high and outside. Last inning for the Spartans, Stecker struck out the side, but they still gave up 3 runs. As Gagne looks at ball 2 high. That'll hit the knees for strike 1. That'll bring the count to 2-1. That's grounded to the shortstop, who fields it cleanly and throws on to Pelosi at first base. 4-6-3 put out. So all 4 of the Spartans out so far have involved the shortstop, Yell, in some way or the other, as Ali Abdulis looks at ball 1 inside. Abdulis batting .380 this season, as she flies that one to the outfield, and that'll get past the left fielder, roll to the wall, fielded by the center fielder Flink, and Abdulis will go into second with a stand-up double. So hopefully that'll spark the Spartans to get some runs. They trailed Belchertown 5-0 in the second inning. So Cara Balboni comes out to the plate. She'll look at ball 1 high and outside. She lines that one into the outfield, and that'll fall in for a single. But Abdulis stays at second. She thought one of the fielders might have a chance to field it. Didn't want to get caught. So runners at first and second with 1 out here in the second inning. Jill Morosino comes up to the plate. She looks at 1 outside for ball 1. That one misses inside for a ball. 2-0. That one hits the outside corner for a strike. 1-2 count now. Morosino gets on. That'll bring up Katie Novak. It's a designated player today for the Spartans. Morosino looks at ball 3 high, so 3-1 count now. Should be a good pitch to hit here. That swung on and driven down the first base line, but foul. So the count will be full. 3-2. Runners on first and second, 1 out. They'll be off with the pitch. That swung on and pop foul behind the first base line. A fair, sorry. Can't see the line from here, so that was a fair ball in no man's land. And runners will be at first, second, and third with 1 out here in the second, and that'll bring up Katie Novak. So the Spartans have some life here in the second inning. See what they can do with it. So Novak looks at ball 1 low. I swung on and grounded to the third baseman. She'll throw home and get the force out. So Novak will reach on the fielder's choice, and the bases will remain loaded with 2 outs, and it'll bring up the top of the order Julia Decker, who grounded out to the shortstop in her first at bat. Julia Decker looks at ball 1 high. So Decker with a chance to help herself out here. Bases loaded and 2 outs. Spartans looking to get their first run of the game, as that one's popped into center field, and that'll drop in for a base hit, and we'll score 2. So Balboni and Morosino will score. Novak will move to third, and Decker will be at first. She collects 2 RBIs and cuts the deficit to 3 as the Spartans trail Belchertown 5-2. And they'll let Decker take second base as Danny White looks at ball 1 low. So 2 outs, runners on second and third. White looks at ball 2, high and outside. Spartan's able to score 2 so far here in the second inning. Look to do some more damage. It's Danny White lines one down the first baseline, past the first baseman. He'll score 1, and then Decker will follow Novak to score the 4th run of the inning. So Danny White, it's a shot that gets past the diving first baseman and collects 2 RBIs. The Spartans get it to 1 run now as they trail 4-5. That one misses high and outside to Lambert, and White will take second base on the wild pitch. So a 1-out count to Lambert, who flew out to the shortstop in her first at bat. She grounds that one up the middle, off the pitcher, and won't be in time to get her at first. So White will move on to third, and runners will be at the corners for Alyssa Pioggi, who has been one of the strongest hitters this season for the Spartans. He's batting .590 on the season. She squares around the bunt and pulls back. But the pitch is a strike, and Lambert will take second base. Oh, some confusion between the runners as that one gets past the catcher, but they'll get back in time. Lambert almost forced White to have to go home. That one taken high for ball 2, so 2-1. That one misses high for a ball. 3-1 count now to Pioggi. We'll look for a good pitch to hit here with runners at second and third. She looks at ball 4 high, so she'll be at first base with 2 outs, and that'll bring up Sabrina Gagne. So Spartans bat around here in the second inning. Belchertown will have a little defensive chat. Mary Edwards is going to come out and run for Pioggi. So bases loaded here with 2 outs in the second inning. Spartans to put 4 runs on the board in this inning alone. Still trail by 1 run. Gagne looks at ball 1 low. She'll take that for strike 1. 1-1 count to Gagne, who led off this inning with a ground out to the shortstop. She'll take that one high and outside. Ball 2. Spartan's not really crushing the ball today. Many of their hits this inning have come on little bloopers that have found holes in the defense. As that one's grounded to the shortstop, she'll field cleanly and throw on to first for the final out of the inning. So Spartans score 4, They still trail Belchertown 5 before we'll head to the top half of the third after this quick break.
Today's game is brought to you in part by The Pizza Shop, home of the legendary dough, located on Shaker Road in East Longmeadow. And also by Let's Yo, a yogurt experience. You can visit Let's Yo on North Main Street in the Stop and Shop Plaza in East Longmeadow.
Spartan's just about ready to get underway here in the third inning. In the bottom half of the second, they put up 4 runs to get them closer to the 5-0 lead Belchertown had on them before that inning. Belchertown will have their 7, 8, 9 hitters coming up as Denny Reshot looks at ball 1 outside. She'll take that for a strike. Good time for the Spartans to have a good, quick, clean inning here. See if they can keep the momentum going in the bottom half of this inning with the bats. As that one's popped up to the outfield. Gagne settled under it, and she'll make the catch for the first out of the third. That'll bring up Hannah Sigray, the catcher today for Belchertown. She struck out swinging back in the second inning. She squares the bunt, but fouls it back to the backstop. She'll look at that one high and outside for ball 1. So 1-1 count now to the catcher. She's 0 for 1 today, striking out back in the second. She fouls that one off. Bring the count to 1-2. That one misses high and outside for ball 2. 2-2 now. Last inning, Decker struck out the side, but Belchertown was still able to collect 3 runs. As that one swung on and lifted to the right field, Abdullah settles under it and reels it in for the second out of the third. That'll bring up Lauren LeBlanc. She looks at strike 1 on the inside corner. She grounds that one foul. Softly grounded down the third baseline, but PLG able to field it foul to bring the count to 0-2. That one misses low and inside for ball 1. LeBlanc reached on a base hit in her first at bat last inning and later scored. She grounds that one to shortstop Danny White, who fields it cleanly. Picked at first by Jill Tarowski for the third out of the third. Spartans get a clean one here as Belchertown goes down 1-2-3. We'll be back for the home half of the third after this quick break.
Sports fans, stay in touch with all of East Longmeadow High School sports by following us on Twitter using our handle @LCatSports. And if you miss any of the games on TV, you can watch the game at your leisure by visiting us on YouTube and searching LCAT 01028.
All right, we're ready to get underway here in the home half of the third. Spartans will have their 6, 7, 8 hitters up in Abdulas, Balboni, and Morosino. Spartans put 4 on the board last inning as Abdulas check swings one foul down the third baseline. Allie hit a double in her last at-bat last inning and was forced out at the plate after Katie Novak reached on a fielder's choice. She'll take ball 1 high. So 1-1 count to the right fielder in Abdulas. She looks at ball 2 outside. Spartans look to keep the momentum that they had from the last inning going, as Abdulas fouls that one straight back. Spartans put up 4 runs in the second to bring the deficit to 1 run, as they still trail Belchertown 5-4. As that one hits Abdulas square on the number, she'll walk it out down the first base line. They'll bring on a pinch runner in one of the Welch sisters. I didn't write down the first initial, so I don't know which Welch that is. As Carol Balboni looks at ball 1 low and inside. She reached on a base hit. Blooper up the middle. She'll look at strike 1. That'll even count at 1-1. That's swung on and grounded up the middle. Fielded by the pitcher, Dull. Then she'll throw on to first for the first out. So the Spartans have 1 out here in the third. Runner on second in Welch. And that'll bring up Morosino. Got a base hit in her first at bat. That swung on and fouled straight back. So no 1 count to Jill Morosino. She'll bat with a runner on second and 1 out as she lines one over the wall. Almost hitting my car. Jill Morosino got all of that one as the center fielder went crashing into the wall. I hope she's all right. The wall's still indented from where she went into it. That ball was hit on a line and got out fast. And they'll come out to check on the center fielder. So we'll take another look at that home run by Jill Morosino as the coach checks on his player. So with that home run, a 2-run homer by Jill Morosino, well, put the Spartans up 6-5 here in the third inning. The center fielder made a great effort to try and track that one down. No warning track here at Birchland, so the outfielders really have no idea when that fence is coming up when they're tracking that ball. But she went into the wall hard, and the fence is still indented from when she went into it. So Katie Novak will come up for the Spartans. She reached on fielder's choice back in the second. She looks at ball 1. She grounds that one foul down the third base line. So 1-1 count. Now to Katie Novak. She grounds that one sharply to the third baseman, who fields it on a hop and throws on to first for the second out. So with 2 outs, that'll bring up the top of the order, and Julia Decker. She looks at strike 1 on the inside corner. Not sure where that one missed, but it's taken for a ball. 1-1. Now to Decker, who's 1 for 2 today. She swung on and fouled that one over the backstop and bring the count to 1-2. Decker grounded out back in the first and reached on a base hit in the second. Later came around to score. As that one swung on and lifted in the gap, left fielder settles under it and makes the catch for the final out of the third. So the Spartans score 2. They take the lead 6-4, 6-5 over Belchertown. We'll be back for the 4th inning after this quick break.
Today's game is brought to you in part by The Pizza Shop, home of the legendary dough, located on Shaker Road in East Longmeadow. And also by Let's Yo, a yogurt experience. You can visit Let's Yo on North Main Street in the Stop and Shop Plaza in East Longmeadow.
All set to get back underway here in the top of the 4th. Spartans took the lead in the last half inning after the home run by Jill Morosino. They went up 6-5 as the leadoff hitter grounds that one to Jill Morosino at second, and she'll toss it over to Jill Turowski at first for the first out of the 4th. So that'll bring up Tejas Palazzi, who's 2 for 2 today with a double and a single. She looks at ball 1 outside. This is high for ball 2. That'll miss for ball 3. So 3-0 count now to Splashy. Second hitter, 2-hitter for Belchertown. She takes all the way and looks at strike 1. After a couple of rough innings, Decker settled down a lot back in the 3rd and got her first 1-2-3 inning of this game as Splashy takes ball 4 for the walk. And Mackenzie Yell will come up. She struck out and reached on a walk. So that one lifted down the first baseline, but it'll get out of play foul as that one clanks off the bleachers. That's grounded up the middle, gets by Decker, hops nicely into White's glove, but not in time to get the out at first. So Yale will reach on the infield single. Spalaci will move on to second. Ball took a hop off the bag right into Danny White's glove. Unfortunately not in time to get the out. Dole looks at ball 1 low. She's reached on 2 walks today, as that one's grounded to Morosino at second. She'll tag the runner at first, heading to second for the out. Well, it's some confusion here. So missed the tag on the runner advancing from first to second, but got the out at first. So that'll bring up Carly Hodge. East Longmeadow contesting that yell went out of the baseline, but she did not, according to the umpire. As Hodge looks at ball 2, so 2-0 count. Runners on second and third. She swings at strike 1 and 1 out here in the 4th inning. Two outs, sorry. And Hodge goes down swinging for the 3rd out of the 4th. So the Spartans leave runners on second and third. They'll come back in the home half of the 4th.
Sports fans, stay in touch with all of East Longmeadow High School sports by following us on Twitter using our handle @LCATSports. And if you miss any of the games on TV, you can watch the game at your leisure by visiting us on YouTube and searching LCAT 01028.
Danny White will lead things off here for the Spartans in the 4th inning. Spartans have a 2-run lead over Belchertown. 1-run lead, sorry, 6-5 as she lines one over the shortstop's head for a base hit. Spartans look to build upon their 1-run lead. Get some insurance runs here in the 4th. Mackenzie Lambert steps up to bat. She swings and lines one. Oh, off my car, right on the roof. I knew I shouldn't have parked there. But that was hit on a line and unfortunately hit my car. It seems fine from here, but so Lambert hits a 2-run shot. Apparently there's a nice dent on the roof of my car now. My dad's gonna not be happy for me. So Spartans lead now. Eight to 5 as Pioji looks at ball. Misses for 2-1 count. AP takes that one high and inside for a ball. 3-1 now. She'll look at ball 4 for the walk. They'll bring on Mary Edwards to run for AP. And as Sabrina Gagne steps up to the plate. She's grounded out twice to the shortstop in her 2 at-bats. She looks at ball 1 low. Takes that one on the outside corner for a strike. Misses low for a ball. 2-1 count now to Gagne, who looks down at Coach Sant for the signs. Gagne calls time to go over things with Coach Sant. So far in the fourth inning, Spartans get 2 runs on the 2-run home run by Mackenzie Lambert that landed on my car. So that one's lifted to the outfield. Left fielder Reed Coates settles under it and reels it in for the first out. That'll bring up Ali Abdulis, who hit a double and walked so far today. As she looks at ball 1 high. Edwards steals second safely, electing not to slide, but gets in there safely as the throw was late. It's taken on the outside corner for strike. 1-1 now to Ali Abdulis. That hits the inside corner for a strike. As Edwards gets into third safely with the delayed steal on the throw back to the pitcher. And that swung on and grounded foul down the first base line. 1-2 count to Abdulis. With a runner on third and Mary Edwards. That one gets by the catcher, and Edwards will slide safely into home for the third run of this inning, and the Spartans go up 9-5. So 2-2 count now to Abdulis. No one on, one out, as that one's lifted off the backstop out of play. Count will stay at 2-2. That one's over Abdulis' head as she ducks out of the way. That'll bring the count to 3-2. A payoff pitch to Ali Abdulis. That swung on and grounded. Fielded by the second baseman. She throws on to the first for the second out. So Cara Balbonia will come up to the plate. She's reached on a base hit and grounded out to the pitcher in her 2 at-bats today. Change out balls. Umpire didn't like something with that ball that they were using, so changes it out, and we'll get back to play here in the fourth. Balboni swings on to the first pitch, and she drives that one out of here for the Spartans' 3rd home run of the day. She collects that solo shot, put the Spartans up 10-5. So the Spartans finding some pop in the bat today as they collect their 3rd home run of the day. Kara collects her first home run of the season. Maybe her first career home run. Don't really know. I should know since I'm her brother, but I don't. I'm pretty sure it's her first. And that'll bring up Jill Morcino. She looks at ball 1 low and inside. So that one's popped up, and the first baseman will settle under it and collect for the third out. So 2 home runs here in the fourth. Put the Spartans up by 5. They lead the Belchertown Orioles 10-5. We'll be back for the fifth.
Today's game is brought to you in part by The Pizza Shop, home of the legendary dough, located on Shaker Road in East Longmeadow. And also by Let's Yo, a yogurt experience. You can visit Let's Yo on North Main Street in the Stop and Shop Plaza in East Longmeadow.
All right, we're ready to get back underway here in the fifth inning. Belchertown will have their 6, 7, 8 hitters coming up to try and get back the lead they once had. Now trailed by 5 runs as Aaron Reed Coates looks at strike 1. Foul that one. Foul that one off for strike 2. In between innings, I did check my car and there is a healthy dent. So, as Reed Coates looks at ball 1. So 1-2 count. Now to the Belchertown left fielder. She swings on and misses for a strikeout. So Decker collects her 6th strikeout of the day. And that'll bring up Danny Ratchat. I think I've said her name a different way every time I've said it. She'll look at strike on the outside corner. She's grounded out to the first baseman and flied out to center field as she looks at strike 2 on the outside corner. Take ball 1 inside. Good 0-2 pitch. She swung on and missed for strike 3. So that's Decker's 2nd strikeout of this inning, 7th strikeout of the day. And Hannah Segre come up. She struck out back in the 2nd and flew out to right field in the 3rd. She looks at ball 1 outside. That one's lifted. Abdulis gets under it and reels it in for the 3rd out of the inning. So Belchertown goes down 1-2-3. We'll be back for the home half of the 5th after this quick break.
Sports fans, stay in touch with all of East Longmeadow High School sports by following us on Twitter using our handle @LCatSports. And if you miss any of the games on TV, you can watch the game at your leisure by visiting us on YouTube and searching LCAT 01028.
Katie Novak will lead things off here in the home half of the 5th. Spartans will have their 9-1-2 hitters coming up as they look to build upon their 5-run lead. Katie Novak looks at ball 1 high and outside. Novak looks at strike 1, bringing the count to 1-1. That misses low for a ball. 2-1 now to Katie Novak. She reached on a fearless choice back in the 2nd and grounded it out to the 3rd baseman in the 3rd. That one hit the outside corner for a strike. 2-2 count now to Novak. Here in the bottom half of the 5th, Spartans have a 5-run lead over Belchertown, 10-5. That one's grounded sharply down the left field line, but foul. As Coach dances out of the way. So the count will stay at 2-2 to Novak. That one swung on and missed for a strikeout. So that's the Spartans' first strikeout of the day for the first out in the bottom of the fifth. So that'll bring Julia Decker, who looks at strike one. Take that one high for a ball. 1-1 count now to Decker. That one's fielded on a dive by the shortstop, but she can't throw on time to get the out. Nice play by the shortstop, Yell, to make that play, keep it in the infield. Unfortunately, with the short field, not enough time to get the out at first. So Decker will be on first base for Danny White as the Belchertown coach comes out to have a chat with his infield. So we're here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Runner on first and Julia Decker, one out after the strikeout by Katie Novak. Spartans lead Belchertown 10-5 after trailing 5-0 after the first 2 innings. Spartans find some life in their bats after 3 home runs from Jill Morosino, Mackenzie Lambert, and Cara Balboni to give them the 5-run advantage here in the fifth. Danny White will look at strike one. That'll miss low for a ball. 1-1 count now. So Danny White, who's been on base 3 times today with 2 base hits and a walk. She looks at ball 2 high and outside. That one bounces in for a ball. 3-1 count now to Danny White. Spartans have done a good job today of being patient at the plate, getting themselves in good hitting situations. As Danny White looks at ball 4 for the walk. So it'll be runners on first and second with 1 out for Mackenzie Lambert, who collected her 2nd home run of the season last inning. As she takes ball 1 high. Unfortunately, my car paid for her 2nd home run, leaving a nice little dent in the roof of my car. That swung on and fouled straight back. Take that one outside for ball 2, so a 2-1 count now to Lambert. Flied out to short, reached on a base hit and hit the home run as she looks at ball 3. So another 3-1 count here for Spartan hitter. See what she'll do with this pitch. That one's grounded up the middle, gets by the pitcher. Sand will send. Decker around to score the 11th run of the day for the Spartans. So Decker will score. Danny White will advance to second on the base hit by Mackenzie Lambert. And Alyssa Pioji will come up to plate for the Spartans. That swung on and driven to the outfield. That'll get over the fence. The Spartans' 4th home run of the day. A 3-run home run by Alyssa Pioji. As the Spartans are just putting on a clinic today at the plate. Collecting 4 home runs on the day. That one in the same area as my car, but luckily for me, not hit as high and hard as Mackenzie Lambert's, so it fell short. That one just got over the fence. It only had a couple inches of clearance. The Spartans will go up 14-5. On the home run by Pioji. So 4 home runs for 4 different hitters. Hit home runs today for the Spartans as Gagne looks at a strike. That's taken high and outside for a ball. So almost half of the Spartan hitters getting home runs today. She takes that one outside for a ball. 2-1 count now to Gagne. That one misses high for ball. 3-1 count now. For another 3-1 count. Belchertown pitcher not getting herself into great situations. As Gagne takes that one for a strike, so it'll be a full count to Gagne, who's 0 for 3 today, grounding out to the shortstop twice and flying out to the left fielder. That swung on and driven between the center fielder and right fielder. That'll bounce off the wall. And Gagne will go into second with a stand-up double. So the Spartans continue hitting well today with that double, which found the gap between center field and right field. Stand-up double, so it'll be a runner on second, and Sabrina Gagne with 1 out here in the 5th, and Ali Abdulis up at the plate. That one's fouled off down the third baseline for a strike. That one's hit on line quickly by the second baseman. That'll hop off the right fielder. She throws home, but not in time as Gagne slides in safely. So that'll put the Spartans up by 10, 15-5 here in the 5th after that Abdulis base hit, which scored Sabrina Gagne from second. So it'll be a runner on first for Cara Balboni, who hit a home run in her last at-bat. She looks at strike 1 inside. That'll miss low and inside for a ball. 1-1 count now to Balboni, who's 2 for 3 today with a home run, base hit, and a ground out. She looks at that one low and outside for ball 2. That one's lifted out of play, foul. That'll bring the count to 2-2. So 1 out here in the home half of the 5th. Runner on first and Ali Abdulis. 5 runs already in for the Spartans. That swung on and lined softly to the first baseman, who will make the catch for the second out. So that'll bring up Jill Morcino, who also homered today, back in the 3rd. She's 2 for 3 with the home run. Base hit back in the 2nd. And the fly out to the first baseman last inning. She looks at ball one high and outside. She takes a strike for 1-1. 1-1 count to Morosino. That swung on and fouled straight back. And they count to 1-2. So run around first. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the fifth. Spartans lead Belchertown 15-5. And that one's grounded up the middle. Will get by the diving shortstop. And Morosino will reach on the base hit. So Spartans bat around for the second time today after doing so in the second inning. And Katie Novak will come up. She struck out earlier this inning. She looks at a strike on the outside corner. She'll ground that one off the third base side foul. 1-2 count now to Katie Novak. She's reached on a fielder's choice, grounded out to the third baseman, and struck out swinging so far today. As she lines one down the left field line. And she'll go into second on the double after the bobble by the left fielder. That'll put Jill Morosino on third and score Ali Abdulis. Spartans will go up 16-5 as Decker steps up to the plate. She looks at strike one. That'll miss outside for ball 1-1 count now. That one's grounded to the shortstop. We'll field it cleanly and throw on to first for the final out here in the fifth. So the Spartans get a few here in the fifth, and they'll go up 16-5 on Belchertown. We'll be back for the sixth.
Today's game is brought to you in part by The Pizza Shop, home of the legendary dough, located on Shaker Road in East Longmeadow. And also by Let's Yo, a yogurt experience. You can visit Let's Yo on North Main Street in the Stop and Shop Plaza in East Longmeadow.
All right, we're back for the start of the sixth inning. Spartans lead Belchertown 16-5 after trailing 5-0 for the first couple innings. Decker's really settled down after not wild, but a shaky first couple innings, throwing more balls than she usually does. The Spartan bats have come alive too. As Decker collects strike one to Lauren LeBlanc, the 9-hitter today for Belchertown. They'll have their 9-1-2 hitters coming up as LeBlanc swings and misses at strike two. Misses outside for ball 1-2 count. Now to LeBlanc. That swung on and grounded up the middle. Fielded by Danny White. Picked at first by Jill Turowski. And they'll get the first out of the inning. Nice pick over at first by Jill Turowski on the low throw from Danny White, who made a nice play moving to her left up the middle to field the ball. And the Spartans will get the first out here in the sixth with the 6-3 put out. So that'll bring up the top of the order for Belchertown and Hannah Flink, who has walked, struck out, and grounded out today in her 3 plate appearances. As that one swung on and lifted, foul out of play for strike 1. So 0-1 count to Flink. That swung on and grounded softly to Decker, who will field it cleanly on a hop and throw on to Tarowski at first for the second out. So Spartan defense is retired the last 7 hitters as Blasi swings at strike 1. Ball 1 for a 1-1 count. That one's lined past Joe Morcino at second. Fielded by Abdulis cleanly in the outfield to hold her to a single. So it'll be a runner on first with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Mackenzie Yell steps up to the plate. She'll look at ball 1 outside. She struck out in the first, walked in the second, and got a base hit in the 4th. That one's grounded up the middle. Decker fields it, throws on to first for the final out. So the Spartans get another 1-2-3 inning. They keep Belchertown scoreless. They'll go on to the home half of the 6th. Hope to see you there.
Sports fans, stay in touch with all of East Longmeadow High School sports by following us on Twitter using our handle @LCATSports. And if you miss any of the games on TV, you can watch the game at your leisure by visiting us on YouTube and searching LCAT 01028.
Spartans ready to get underway here. In the home half of the 6th, they'll have Danny White, Mackenzie Lambert, and Alyssa Piogi coming up to the plate for them. Danny White looks at ball 1 high and outside. She's reached base 4 times today on 2 walks and 2 base hits. Spartans lead Belchertown 16-5. As that one misses in the same spot for ball 2. Spartans collected 4 runs in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th, and 6 in the 5th. As that one's fouled out of play onto the JV field. Count to 1-2. That's driven high over the right fielder's head and out for the Spartans' 5th home run of the day and the 17th run of this game. So the Spartans crushing the ball today. So that's the 5th home run today for the Spartans. 5th hitter to collect a home run. 5 different hitters getting home runs today for the Spartans. Everyone contributing. And now mercy. I guess there's a mercy rule. So the Spartans get the win 17-5 over Belchertown. They'll go to 5-2 on the season and a 1-1 record in the Valley Wheel lead. That'll move them up a couple notches as they were 0-1 in Valley Wheel before. So the Spartans get the win here 17-5. They'll be back in action tomorrow away, but they'll be back here at East Longmeadow on Thursday. Hope to see you then.